State Board Advanced Aesthetics Microcurrent treatment of the upper orbicularis oris, Task 9, is a CosmoReady video production. You will perform a microcurrent treatment. You will demonstrate the microcurrent treatment on one upper orbicularis oculi. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You will have 10 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 5 minutes remaining. Step back to indicate you have finished. The instructions will be repeated. You may begin. So as always, we're going to sanitize our hands before we go into our skill demonstration bags. And as you've heard me say in previous videos, it's generally going to be a good idea to keep these individual bags because as you work in the very small space that you're given at State Board, you could accidentally knock supplies onto the floor. So again, if they're in a bag, you can pick up the bag, disinfect the bag, and then use it. So what we have here is we're pulling out our products, our conducting gel, our sunscreen, our simulated electrodes from the microcurrent treatment. And as we get started, we're going to put on our gloves, but when we look at the electrodes, this is also another skill where you have to have cords attached to the electrodes that you're using, to the device, the simulated device. So here we're putting our conducting gel in a little disposable dish. And we're going to apply it to one eyebrow. So I'll be applying it with one of the cotton rounds to the right eyebrow. According to the step-by-step procedures from Advanced Aesthetics by Milady, you start at the corrugator muscle and work the corrugator, the midpoint of the eyebrow, and the outer eyebrow as you perform this treatment. So what we're going to do after we moisten our electrodes, here are the electrodes. That's 2 pencils with push pins in the end for the electrodes so that they can glide. I'm going to add a little more conducting gel to the dish. We have our cords attached also to our electrodes. And we'll moisten the tips of our electrodes and we'll place the first stationary one at the corrugator. And then below that, you're going to slide your lower electrode up to that one. Then you move to the midpoint and slide up, and the outer eyebrow and slide up. When we're done with that, we'll put our electrodes in our items to be disinfected bag, and we will move on to remove any remaining conducting gel from the eyebrow. Always sanitize your hands as you come back from disposing of your items. Next, we're going to apply our sunscreen. We'll take a little amount of sunscreen. I like to distribute it on my fingers and then gently tap around before working in the sunscreen so that you get a nice spread to it. You just need a very light layer because it's the mannequin, it's not going to absorb in. And then after your sunscreen is applied, I'm going to sanitize again because the sunscreen feels a little slippery. But we're going to go ahead and clean up our station. So products will go in the items to be disinfected bag. Everything else will be disposed into the trash bag. And whenever you come back to your workstation, sanitize your hands. And then you will just step back to indicate you have finished. State Board Advanced Aesthetics Microcurrent treatment of the upper orbicularis oculi, Task 9, has been a CosmoReady video production.